everybody, MDpolo here at Range USA in Carmel, Indiana. And today I'm here before they open. I got the range to myself, so thank you very much to them for allowing me to do this. Today we're going to take the first shots through the new Ruger, and this is the RXM. So I guess they're taking a run at Glock, and it's got the Lee, the Wolf 2 in green on top. You've seen many of these in my channel before. Today we're shooting Blazer, and it is 115 grain. We're about almost 10 yards out, full mag of 15. They look like P mags. So 15 rounds. Let's see how we do. This gun belongs to my friend Karl, so thank you, Karl. I assume the red dot is zeroed, but we'll find out. All right, let's see how we do. Pull that one. Pull that one too. Good Lord. All over the place. And we're done. 15 rounds. That gun is empty. You turn it around. It's a very soft shooting gun. I want to say it shoots like a Glock, but it was softer shooting than a regular Glock. So I felt those right away. That's totally me, if you see that. So that was just awful trigger control there, but not bad. So there it is, the new Ruger in collaboration with Magpul. What do you guys think? All right, let's go to the tabletop and take a look at it. And we're back from the range. And again, with the Ruger RXM. And this is a 9mm gun that is a clone from a Glock 19 Gen 3. And this was a joint work collaboration between Ruger and Magpul. So both companies got together and they say, hey, I think we can do something better and bring a lot of value to the table. And of course, like I said, it's 9mm striker fire like any Glock Gen 3. Comes with a 4-inch barrel, which is alloy steel covered with black nitride. The gun has been safety checked. And just want to show you the barrel. So if you want to take a look at the inside, it's just like any Glock 19 Gen 3. Okay, it weighs 23.2 ounces. And it comes with 2 mags, which are Magpul 15 round mags. So regular Magpul mags. But the nice thing about it is that it also takes Glock 19 mags, so we'll go through all that. It's made here in the US. Right now, the only grip module that I found is this gray that you see here, but I'm sure there's going to be other colors and perhaps other sizes coming down the pipeline. According to Ruger, the MSRP on this is going to be about $499, and but locally you can find it anywhere from $350 to $400 depending on your location. But about $375 is the average price that I've seen it here. Now, starting at the top with this, you're going to see that it's got metal sights that are also covered in nitride, front and rear. And the front, I'm trying to see if a camera will catch it, it is a night sight. It's got a little bit of serration at the bottom, and the rear sight is just blacked out with serrations as well. Now they're supposed to be co-witness, made for co-witnessing with a red dot, and as you can see, it with this optic that we got on it, which is not a very high optic, is the Lee. I've had a lot of very good luck with this. The Lee, and this one is the Wolf 2. in green. You can see it's not a very high optic, but it doesn't quite co-witness, so I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. This gun doesn't belong to me, it belongs to my friend Karl, so thanks Karl for letting me review your gun. Well, more of a first impression, not really a review, but Karl loves to put these tape, this very aggressive sandpaper tape at the, come and focus, at the, where the serrations are. And it is very grippy, it's not my preference, but he said, please don't remove that. It took me a long time to get it in there and actually carve the serrations into it. But without this, the serrations are very nice. They're usable. They're not too deep, but I think they did them just right. So the slide, just like the barrel, is alloy steel, and it is also nitride coating on it. Another thing that I like about it, and is that you see there's not a lot of billboard all over the place. It says here RXM, and that's really all you're going to find on the slide. And I like that. I like a clean look. Here it just says Ruger, Prescott, Arizona, USA, and you have the serial number. And why do you have the serial number there? Well, we'll talk about it because it's a chassis system, which is also very nice. Another nice thing about it, as is obvious in this pistol, is that it's optics ready. And the mounting system for this is very similar as the one you see in the Springfield Echelon line of pistols. So you have the two screws that hook your optic to the slide, but depending on the footprint that you're using, whether it is on RMR, you can also mount the Delta Point Pro and the RMS footprint onto this. So you will choose, it comes with pegs, a peg system, and you will place the pegs depending on the footprint that you're using. So a very secure system. It's been working fine with this. And of course, I've been using the Sealy optics for almost a year now. I've got probably 5 of them, if not 6 of them, and I've had 0 issues so far. So for a budget optic, they've been working really good. Now, part of the beauty of this gun is the frame. And just like the RX Delta, which is a pistol that I love as far as polymer pistols, they did a really good job with this as far as the texture. I think the texture here is the star of the show when it comes to the grip. They did a great job with the texture. Let's see if the light will catch it. A really good job with the texture, and it's wonderful that it goes all the way to the top. So you've got nice texture in the front, back, all the way. The magwell is a little bit flared at the bottom, not a huge flare, but not just enough to help in your transitions into reloading your gun. It's got a bit of a accessory rail up front. It's not a Glock rail, but they're calling it just an accessory rail. Now, like I was saying, it is a chassis-based system, so that's also a positive. Here's the serial number. So there's 2 pins that you got to punch out, and the chassis comes right out, just like a 365, a SIG P365. So that tells me that perhaps there are going to be other colors coming down the pipeline for grip modules, perhaps other sizes. Maybe you can make it like a 19X and have a 17-round capacity. I'm sure that Magpul's got all that in the works. The grip angle, again, is not like a Glock. So it's more like an M&P, something that was very comfortable. I enjoy that. The controls, they're not ambi. So if you're a lefty or you require ambi controls, you're not going to rejoice with this one because you've got a mag release that works very well. There you go. Well, why is it not? There you go. It wasn't locking. But it's not swappable. The mag release, although I can reach it fine with my hands, medium-sized hands, no problem. It's vertically mounted instead of a lot of them that are horizontally mounted. But I can reach it without any problems, but it's not swappable. It kind of looks like it would be, but it's not. So you only have the button on the left side of the grip to release your mags. The slide catch also is not ambi, so you truly just have a left-sided gun. So that's an issue for you. You may want to take that into consideration. The takedown levers are right here, so you just pull them down and it works just like a Glock. You do have to pull the trigger in order to release the slide to take it down for cleaning and maintenance YouTube. So let's spend a little bit of time talking about the trigger. And the trigger is something that it's different than a Glock, but I enjoyed it. I've seen some comments online about it being too mushy and not as forceful as a reset as a Glock, which is true. And I'll show you in a second because I have a Glock here. But I thought it was perfectly fine. If you sit there and dry fire like we do a lot of times, there you start to feel some resistance and you keep pulling. And you see right there, there's not a defined wall really. It's more of a rolling break and then it goes. And your reset is not as forceful. It doesn't push your finger forward with the strength of a Glock. And it breaks right there. It's not a very short reset. But all of this was a non-issue while shooting at the range. We're sitting here just playing with it and nitpicking. You feel things that you say, well, I'm not sure about that. But you take it to the range and it's really a non-issue. It was breaking consistently on a 5-pull average between 5 and 5 1/4 pounds. This is a very usable trigger, and I pulled it. It didn't disturb the sights. I actually enjoyed it out at the range. So let me show you a comparison with a Glock 19. And this, I don't have a Gen 3, but I have a Gen 5, a 19M. But size-wise, you'll see that they're pretty much they're identical in size. Trigger guard shape is a little bit different, but almost the same size. So you got ample trigger guard space there. If you have big fingers or glove fingers. And just for a comparison, your Glock, there's the wall. It's a very defined wall. You break through it, much crisper break, and then you got a very nice reset. I like Glock resets. So that would be the difference with the Ruger. You see the extra rolling break, and then it breaks. A little bit longer reset than the Glock, but I don't have any problem with it. I enjoyed it, like I said. Come on, focus. Okay. So the other nice thing is, where is it? Glock 19 mag. No problem. Locks back. Ejects. So you got Glock 19 mags laying around, you can use them in this. Glock 17. Locks back. Not an issue. So that's nice. You got Glocks, you can do that. The other thing is, how about holsters? Well, the only thing I can compare it with is the holsters that I have here. One of my favorite holsters is from Harry's Holsters. This is their latest one, Infiltrator. And you see, it's already marked Glock 19. And there it is. So I'm not sure how it would work with other holsters, but just showing you what I have here, it works just fine. And I have another one here, which was an original design from Harry's Holsters, and it works perfectly fine. So if you got Glock holsters laying around, it may fit, it may not fit, just try it. But it's good to know that I have some holsters here that it'll work fine with. So what did I like about it? It's very, like I said, it's very accurate, it's very easy to shoot. To me, the trigger feels really good. The holsters that I have already for a Glock 19 fit just fine. Like I said, accepts Glock mags. And just, I think it's a great value. They're bringing a lot of value to the table on a quality build package. Now, dislikes. What don't I like about this? Not much, to be honest with you. I don't like that I don't understand why they insist of putting a loaded chamber, a peephole here, witness hole, sometimes they're called, right in front of the optic. So while shooting this, depending on the ammo, some ammos created more dust and garbage going into the optic, but right in front of the optic. So after a mag and a half, I could already start to see the dirt, the optic getting dirty. So I don't understand why they keep doing that. And other than that, some people are going to complain about the reset. Some people are going to complain about how far the mags stick out. I really don't see a reason for the mags to stick out this far, but Glock does it as well. But other than that, I really can't find fault with this gun, especially for the price point of under $400, you know, $370. I really can't find fault with it. So my final thoughts are that with all the features that come with it, it represents a really, really good value. It was accurate. It was reliable. Zero issues with it so far. A very smooth shooter. It really actually has less felt recoil for me. You could be different than my Glock 19. It was, to me, easier to shoot than the Glock 19. I love the grip angle. The texture of the grip was very good. And the feel of the polymer feels good. It doesn't feel cheap like others that feel very slippery, or they just feel the texture feels cheap like the Palmetto State offerings. This feels good. Now the big question is, over time, how reliable is it going to be? But as of now, on this first impression video, it's not a review, just the first impressions. I think Ruger and Magpul really did a fine job with this offering. So that's what I got for you today. Again, once again, thank you to my friend Karl for lending me his handgun for this review. And I look forward to hearing your impressions. What are your thoughts on this? Have you shot one? Do you own one? I'd like to know what your thoughts are on the Ruger RXM. So once again, thank you so much for stopping by. And please remember that I upload videos every Friday morning, and when I can on Wednesday mornings as well. I'm uploading to Rumble, Instagram, and X. So if you can give me a follow there, I would really appreciate it. So once again, thank you so much for stopping by. And until the next time, God bless.